It's 51 degrees Fahrenheit, 198,941 on the miles on the speedometer.
158,000?
No, it's 198,941,000 miles on the speedometer. We're dealing with October 31st, 2023. There she is, Linda, and I'm Cole. And welcome to the Please Subscribe show. All right, well, we took a slight break. We attempted to go try to get breakfast. I don't know, we're debating on Jack in the Box or not, and it's 11:21, so we don't know if they still serve breakfast at Jack in the Box. I'm still trying to send up shows and export right now. All right, we'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, we see we're going in normal tracking here. This shot here on page 41, which has a new title, is a reverse tracking medium shot on Gerald Ullman III. The title is just a mere wolf because he says it. We're gonna put quotes, right? So we can find the scene title. That's a scene title, that's what it looks like. Go all the way down here, and we have where Gerald Ullman says, just a mere wolf. That's done. We're going to stop tracking when he gazes. He tightly grips the chain as he raises the binoculars to his eye, or to his eyes, and then he gazes through the left eyepiece. That's an homage to Lynch. We're going, on this, we're going to stop tracking here. Or it would be end tracking. I'm just guessing. Okay, they can say that. End tracking. Okay. We're going to put a little comma here, a period, and then this will be I see. Go back over here. This is end tracking. Medium shot. Okay. And we're gonna cut. So on this, we cut too. And now we're going to go with in tracking medium shot. And I'm trying to say bust up. What is it, a bust up? Medium shot is waist up. Medium close up. It's called a medium close up. I looked it up the other day. A medium close up. Right here on Gerald. We're finding the script. Medium close up on Gerald Ullman III. It's coming to me sometimes when I'm just sitting there. So here he is, right here, Gerald. Yes, Gerald gazes through the left eyepiece. He says it's on a medium close-up, just a mere wolf. Now we have the tracking shot. I don't know if I'm making this up, but reverse tracking medium shot on Gerald Ullman III. It's done in Spike Lee films. It's done in, Kubrick's done it a few times. He now walks with a camera in hand and microphone covered with a fuzzy wind guard. I think Scorsese's even done medium shot on reverse tracking. He has a mag flashlight as well. He moves the light across the bushes and trees. The sound of a wolf howls within the forest. Okay. I see it also as low angle. I've seen that also too. So the reverse tracking medium shot Okay. On Gerald Oldman, I think we go into a low angle. He now walks with a camera in hand and microphone covered. He has a Mac flashlight as well. He moves the light across the bushes and trees. The sound of a wolf howls within the forest. Then we hear howling. So we can probably stay at a low angle. Reverse tracking, medium shot. Low angle. That's possible too. You can add combinations, like doing combinations of and boxing, you know. Low angle, reverse tracking, medium shot. And then let's see if dash is there. No, it still does the same. So just use the English language on Gerald Oldman III. I don't know. I'm using Gerald Oldman III on everything that I mentioned to him. So it comes down here. So anyway, I'll look at this. This is probably going to be in the film. Welcome everyone for Halloween, October 31st. I have my Stanley Kubrick eyes wide shut mask. Remove your mask. Can I just make one little argument? It was this guy, he was in the city. He told me it was cool. I'd rather not remove the mask. Remove your mask. Can we talk about it a little bit? I mean, can I just kind of have my argument about, it just... All right, I wear glasses. I was embarrassed about it. Linda's getting ready for Sonic. Today's Halloween. It's my Stanley Kubrick mask. It's kind of a scary movie. Eyes wide shut. I've seen it a few ways. It's a little risky. I wouldn't recommend it to the people, but there are some spooky moments in it. I got this in Arkansas. My dad got it for me at Hot Springs, Arkansas.
George, wait real quick.
All right. Wait, she's got to get going. I'll be eventually probably doing roadie. I may have to stop by Apple. Here's sweetie, little kiss. All right, and she's in a big hurry. All right, have a good Halloween. Happy Halloween. Grace, aka Werevlog people that like to watch it. Page 37, rewrote some, I added some segments for the Tavern. So I'll be doing my Gary Oldman and Anthony Hopkins, and Surrey McKellen, who I picture in the scene. It's a quick little scene. This takes place in a tavern in London, England, a pub named Tavern. We're starting on page 37. London, England, a pub named Tavern, afternoon, overcast skies. Exterior, tavern, afternoon, storm approaching. Point of view of Gerald Oldman III, looking through pubs. Cut here. Okay. All right, guys, for you, aka Werevlog. All right, guys, for all the fans of Grace, aka Werevlog, screenplay, we're on page 37. I added sequences and scenes and dialogue to Tavern. I'll be kind of going into my Gary Oldman, Anthony Hopkins, and Sir Ian McKellen, who I kind of picture in this scene. It's page 37, Tavern. London, England, a pub named Tavern, afternoon, overcast skies, exterior, Tavern. Afternoon, storm approaching. Point of view of Gerald Oldman III, looking through the pub's front window. The pub is mildly crowded. Gerald Oldman III sees three elderly men, Tony, Ian, and Fred, seated on bar stools at the bar in the pub, snacking on pretzels and chips. Wide shot inside pub. Gerald Ullman III goes to join Tony, Ian, and Fred. Cut 2. Interior vestibule of the tavern moments later. Gerald walks in the front door into the vestibule. He puts away his umbrella. He is currently attempting to be a 19th century English hunter for a YouTube video post for his show. He has acquired a costume of an English hunter from a nearby costume shop. Strapped around his shoulder is a bullet pouch of deerskin. His costume includes a tinderbox, patch knife, whetstone, bullet bag, a wadding, and a powder horn hangs on his free shoulder. His hat is a duck's back deerskin with a green feather. When he walks, he jangles. He appears to be out of time and desires to impress the fellows inside to bring attention to his YouTube show, Monster Quest, in a low voice to himself. The boys are watching Fight Night. Cut 2. Interior tavern moments later. Thunder strikes outside. Gerald takes a seat on the bar stool at the bar next to elderly man Tony, Ian, and Fred. He sits his powder horn on the bar. Cut 2. The tavern moments later. Medium wide shot of Tony, Ian, and Fred. Tony, Ian, Fred, elderly gentlemen, sit at the bar and sip on pints and snack on chips and pretzels. Gerald Ullman III steals a chip and waves the bartender over. Wide shot of Gerald, Tony, Ian, and Fred snacking on pretzels. More thunder sounds outside. Rain begins to tatter on the windows. Tony, Ian, and Fred watch the TV and share pretzel sticks together. Fred laughs at the commercial of a cartoon wolf chasing a bunny rabbit. Turn it up, please, old chap. Bartender, please. Diet soda, only for me. UFC fight coming up. The bartender turns up the TV set. UFC fight night is on. Stella, please. Okay, I messed it up. Sorry about that. Let me cut here. In this scene right here, we realize that Gerald Ullman III is an actor. So, Tavern, London, England, a pub named Tavern. Afternoon overcast. Exterior tavern, afternoon, storm approaching. Point of view of Gerald Ullman III looking through the pub's front window. The pub is mildly crowded. Gerald Ullman III sees 3 elderly men, Tony, Ian, and Fred, seated on bar stools at the bar in the pub, snacking on pretzels and chips. Wide shot, inside pub. Gerald Ullman III goes to join Tony, Ian, and Fred. Cut 2, interior vestibule of the tavern, moments later. Gerald walks in the front door into the vestibule. He puts away his umbrella. He is currently attempting to be a 19th century English hunter for YouTube video posts for his show. He has acquired a costume of an English hunter from a nearby costume shop. Strapped around his shoulder is a bullet pouch of deerskin. His costume includes a tinderbox, patch knife, a whetstone, bullet bag, and wadding, and a powder horn hangs on his free shoulder. His hat is a duck's back deerskin with green feather. When he walks in, he jangles. He appears to be out of time and desires to impress the fellows inside and to bring attention to his YouTube show, Monster Quest. The boys are watching Fight Night. Cut 2. Interior tavern moments later. Thunder strikes outside. Gerald takes a seat on the bar stool at the bar next to the elderly men, Tony, Ian, and Fred. He sets his powder horn on the bar. Cut 2. In tavern moments later, medium wide shot of Tony, Ian, and Fred. Tony, Ian, and Fred, elderly gentlemen, sit at the bar and sip on pints and snack on chips and pretzels. Gerald Ullman III steals a chip and waves the bartender over. Wide shot of Gerald, Tony, and Ian, and Fred snacking on pretzels. More thunder sounds. Rain begins to tatter on the windows. Tony and Ian and Fred watch the TV, share pretzel sticks together. Fred laughs at the commercial of a cartoon wolf chasing a bunny rabbit. Turn it up, please, old chap. Bartender, please. Diet soda, only for me. UFC fight coming up. The bartender turns up the TV set. UFC fight is on. Stella, please. 1 Stella for me too, pal. 3 Stellas for the old min. More diet soda, sir? Thunder booms. Rain pours down outside. A little, thank you kindly. Looks like rain. Gerald Ullman III watches the UFC fight on the TV set with the elderly men. The TV set rests high in the corner of the over-the-liquored cabinets. Gerald studies the men sip on their drinks and snack on pretzels and chips as they celebrate fight night. 2 shot of Gerald and Tony. Another Stella for all of us. These are on UFC fights. Sorry about that. My goodness, how do they do it? They're fit. They work out every day, lazy bones. Wide shot of Gerald, Tony, and Ian. There's a magic to it all. Pure wizardly sorcery. They're not shy about their tattoos. Sitting from the bar till, Gerald notices a UFC fighter's tattoo. Tony notices a historical attire. Was it Shakespeare Day? This is a 19th century hunting attire, Tony, not 16th century Shakespeare. In a Cockney accent. It's for me YouTube show. Ain't the get up pretty? Back to his role on the stage. I was reenacting a historical event earlier today for my vlog. What's it to you, bub? You're absolutely ridiculous, Jerry. Get some pretzels and calm down. Ignoring his insult. Who's fighting? Some man named Grace. Grace Lippin. American. Parrot. Apache heritage. Gerald III. The one there, the tattoo on his shoulder. Yes. Gerald begins intently studying the tattoo, the TV screen. He notices the tattoo on Grace's shoulder. He recognizes its origin. Gerald squints his eyes and becomes flush. He sits his pint of Stella down on the bar. Excuse me, gentlemen. Gerald stands up on the bar. We see he is wearing sandals despite his fashionable costume. He stands erect and pushes a bowl of pretzels to the side with his foot and walks along the bar and near the TV set, resting in the high corner of the pub above the bottles of liquor and beer. He gets closer to the TV set. Careful, old man. At this point, Gerald is only inches away from the TV set screen. He studies the fighters in a sporty televised close-up shot of the fighter's tattoo from point of view of television screen. I've seen that before. Is this DVR? Yes, sir. Give me the changer, friend. The changer? The switcher. The switcher? The blessed remote, dear boy. The remote. Give her here. The bartender hands him the remote control. Gerald rewinds the fight and pauses the TV screen to study Grace's tattoo. You okay, Jerry? Bloody hell. The fight, come on. I know that tattoo. I know the origin. Gerald's mouth is agape at this point. He covers his mouth in awe, near tears, very serious. Close up on Gerald Oldman III. I can't believe I'm seeing this. My dear God in heaven. Cut to, and that's going to be the end of the tavern scene. It's a very quick cut. And then we're introduced in the next sequence to who this man is, Gerald Oldman III. All right, guys. I added some dialogue and some costume notes and everything for this scene called Tavern in the screenplay. The entire screenplay is called Grace, a.k.a. Werevlog. In this scene, which is page 37 for now, in Tavern, we are introduced kind of the first time to Gerald Oldman III. Think of Gary Oldman. We're also introduced to some of his older friends, Tony, which would obviously be Anthony Hopkins, and Ian, which would be Sir Ian McKellen, and also Sir Anthony Hopkins. Sorry about that. I believe it's Sir Gary Oldman too. Regardless, there's also a character named Fred who kind of sits there and he makes a few comments, and there's the bartender as well. This is all in the tavern. We realize that Gerald Oldman III is quite the actor because he has acquired this costume from a local costume shop for his YouTube show. A lot of this screenplay is about vlogging. All right? Okay, so just think of those actors, and this is in a sequence called Tavern. I live near a Navy Air Force base, so just our theater troupe deals with the Navy flying over. We're gonna cut here. Well, just keep it going. Okay. Tavern. London, England, a pub named Tavern. Afternoon overcast skies. Let's let them take off here. I worked at this place called Hip Pocket, and usually we would perform at night when they weren't flying as low over. So I can make this introduction again. And this is going to be like a repost and a repost for a new show that's coming up in a minute. So there is such thing as military. There is the military. We know it exists. So everyone has to deal with it. Okay, so let's go cut.